a chance to cast a vote for Republican president. So we need to work on that. I want to also just mention one other thing about the convention. Convention's over. I took the time to congratulate my opponent. He is our national committeeman, and he and I have worked together in the past. We're going to work together in the future too. We have our delegation. We've made our choices, and now we need to move on. So I would encourage you to leave the convention behind you. It's over. It's now time to worry about fall. And not just the presidential campaign. In Iowa, we get very caught up in presidential politics, more so than any other place except maybe New Hampshire. But the fact is, we have people like Randy Shannon here who are challenging, Liz Mathis. Good grief. How can we not fight against Liz Mathis? We have a number of organizations here in the county. That sounds kind of cool to say that we have county Republicans. You have no idea how long it's been before we could say we had more than one. But we have Republicans that we need to return to county office, to Iowa House, Iowa Senate office. We have the opportunity to take back the Senate and end the reign of Governor Gronstel, if you will. So we have a lot of work to do. Let's put a convention behind us and get together and show the Democrats that we are a united party, that we are united in principle, and we will work together to bring about victory in the fall. A couple of notes. Saturday after the convention, when the rest of you got to go home, those of us on the State Central Committee stayed until 10:30 at night to have our first meeting. Bob, did you make it home that night?
No, I got a hotel room again.
Yeah, I pulled off the road twice in the Amanas. About 5 miles from my house, or 10 miles from my house, I had to pull off and close my eyes for a few minutes, or I wasn't going to make it home. But you can be thinking about our State Central Committee and encouraging all of us, because we have a big task in front of us. Fundraising at the party is down, and we have a number of challenges. I do want to address one issue. I see our Speaker Paulson isn't here tonight, but the State Central Committee and the party have gotten a lot of emails from people about the party's involvement in the recent primaries. How many of you are aware of that? Okay, what happened was, I guess a large number of you are not, so we should have brought it up. Out of here. What happened was the email went out with the stamp of the Republican Party of Iowa in some of the contested primaries in support of incumbents. And people have been asking, is that a decision the party made, the SEC made? The fact is it really isn't. What happens is the legislature, both the House and the Senate leadership, raise money independently through the party. They don't have a formal organization. So Speaker Paulson and Senator Bain raise money with their caucuses, and they use that money to support legislative races. Speaker Paulson assures me that in the past they have also sent out letters, sent out mailings and so on during contested primaries, though no one's made a fuss about it in the past. Moving forward, our goal in the State Central Committee is to allow and to support and to help the House and the Senate leadership raise their own money and spend it as they see fit. But we will probably place some restriction on using the party's name in contested primaries. If the Speaker and the House Republicans want to send out and mail in a contested primary, I don't want to stop them from doing that. I just don't want them to do it in our name, in the name of the Republican Party of Iowa. They can do it in the name of the House Majority Fund, in the name of an individual candidate, or in some other organization. So for those who have asked about that, I know, and we didn't have one of those primaries here in our district, that's why most of you are probably not aware of it, but in those districts where it happened, there's a lot of concern about that, and a lot of questions for the State Central Committee. So with that, I don't have anything else in particular. Are there any questions?
You might want to say congratulations to Brent Kelly.
Oh, yes. From our county, we have Brent Olson. He was a national delegate, and Kelly Shuren, who's also national delegate. Read up here. Right. And Joni, and of course I was the nominee for national committeeman. Yeah, I know Kelly's here, and Brent's not, and Brent probably couldn't stay up before. Yeah, any questions? Yes.
We got 4 Congress races, you haven't mentioned that.
That's right, we have certainly 4 races. It's interesting to watch the Vilsack race. It's just what her campaign seems to be doing or not doing, kind of confusing to watch almost. But we certainly have the Lang race here, and we need to all get out for Ben Lang. The primary's over, Ben Lang's our candidate, and we need to get out and send Bruce Braley home. And I almost missed being in the 2nd district, because I just wanted to be in the district to vote against the nutty professor. Bob, you have that opportunity in Johnson County. I wanted to stay just long enough to be part of the vote that sent him back to teaching where he belongs.
We'll do our best to
Do it for us. Maybe he doesn't belong teaching. He's right there. All right, if there are no more questions, thank you so much.
I would mention that at the state convention, I know a lot of you were able to attend the state convention. We had 82 delegates from Linn County. We had 157 allotted. We elected Joni as a elector on the, if I'm mistaken, the 2nd or 3rd ballot. I believe it was the 3rd ballot. 3rd ballot. And I'll tell you what, I was a little worried going into that final ballot. We could have used a few more Linn County Republicans. So if you go to the convention, or if you're thinking about going to a convention and wondering whether it really makes a difference, it really makes a difference. It makes a difference because now we have representatives from Linn County as delegates to the National Convention, and we have Joni as our elector. So the next time convention comes around, you go, geez, I don't know if I really want to go. Call David Chung, and he'll get you fired up, and we'll get ready to go. Thank you. Moving on. Yeah, we'll start, Jay, you want to start passing the hat? Jay, I don't see what you're saying. Jay. There, all right, Jay, if you would start passing the hat. Next, we would like to have our candidates speak. Coming up first is Dan. Dan Zone. Dan?
Wow. This is a new game to me, and I'm having a hoot. For those of you that didn't follow the Senate District 48 primary, and thanks to you, we won by over 80%. So, thank you for your vote. And now, the game begins. We're in the arena. And those of you that are as old as me or older remember some Apollo missions to the moon. And those of you quite or should remember one of the most interesting missions, which was Apollo 13. Wasn't the most successful thing in the world. And I have a guy that's running against me who I consider to be Apollo 13. And you remember the astronauts called back to Houston and said, Houston, we have a problem. Well, I have a guy out of Mount Vernon, his name is Nate Willems, and I want him to call his party and say, Democrat parties, we got a problem. And they're sending Dan Zumba to the Senate. So with your help, that's what we're going to do. And thank you for the primary, and I can use all the support that I can as far as helping in parades, helping financially, and supporting this campaign, because together with Randy and I and several other Republicans, we're going to move Mr. Gronstall back to, let's say, the other side of the Missouri River, where I think he belongs. And we as Republicans will take over that Senate, but only with your help. So vote for Dan Zumba this November. Thank you.
Quentin Sanderson, would you like to speak?
Sure, yeah. Yeah, my name's Quentin Sanderson. I'm running for House District 95. Spoke to you before. Wraps around Cedar Rapids to the north. Things are going well. Like Dan said, game on. We're moving forward. We're out busting the pavement, knocking on doors. The last couple days, I've gotten some nice ladies to come out, give me some water, some ladies offering to step in, cool off. It's been a scorcher, but we're going to do what we have to do, get out there, get our name out there. With your help, get down to Des Moines. And like Dan said, we can always use volunteers, and we can always use your financial contributions as well. So with your support, I'm looking to get down to Des Moines and serve the people of Linn County. So, thank you. It's House District 95. District 95 is my house. What's that? My opponent is Christy Keese. She's an elementary school teacher from Mount Vernon as well. So Dan and I are taking on a couple Mount Vernon folks. Thanks.
Randy?
Here we go. Hi, good evening, everyone. I just wanted to state that I am, I hear the other candidates come up, and they're just so calm. I am like always on this level when everybody else is at this level of fire. I just am like constantly on fire for what's going on. I was so excited. This weekend was my first convention, and I'm 44 years old, and you think, gosh, it's our first convention. I've never run for anything. I've never really gotten involved in politics. I'm a businesswoman and a mom. That's been my life, and it's been very exciting. So I'm even more excited to take this next journey and move into, hopefully, the political arena and get in there and fight. And I am so wild about fighting for new legislation and to pass through things that they tried to pass through this year that my opponent, Liz Mathis, helped to stall. So, as Crozier likes to say, that she was grand stalling this entire session. So, in the primary, I didn't have anybody to primary against, but it's the small victories that get you pretty excited. I looked at her vote count, and I looked at my vote count, and I actually beat her by about 30-some votes. So it's a small victory, and I was very excited about it. One thing that I wanted to address is some of you in the district already received some phone calls before the primary. And what was really exciting for me, while the phone calls weren't exciting, that they happened to call a detective in the district. So I was very excited about that because he was able to reverse the phone number, and we were able to track down exactly who the company was. And I want you to know this is how hard I fight. I have spent the better part of 20 years on my name and my reputation. So when a phone call goes out like that, I'm going to fight the same way I will fight when I'm in the Senate. So what I did is I called the owner of the company and threatened him within an inch of his life with his corporation and with him personally. That's the same kind of fight that I will take into the Senate for the people. We are servants of the people. And I think a lot of people that have been elected go there and they forget that they're servants of the people. It goes to their head and nothing gets done, things get stalled. I'm not like that. I am going to go and I'm going to fight for what we the people want. I despise taxes, just like many of you in this room. I'm a business owner. The regulations are so overburdensome. I almost hate that word. It's not drastic enough. So I will go there and I will fight for all of us. And I'm going to be starting door to door here shortly. This weekend I'm out of town, but after this weekend we are going full board during the week and the weekend. So a lot of you are going to see myself knocking and a lot of people that are in our organization that are helping, and I'm very excited about it. I hope that I have your support. If anybody has any questions, even, just anything, the smallest of things. I am here. The phone number's on the website. You can track me down. I'm readily available. People call me at midnight, 2 and 3. Please don't do that, but it does happen. And I also want to let you know that I have been making my rounds around the district with different groups. I just met with the Rotary Club in Ely, convention people, making the relationships. It's just been a very exciting journey for me so far, and I'm excited to have all of you a part of my journey, and I hope that you're there to support me. Any questions, please call me up. I'm always available. Thank you.
What is the number of that Senate district now? Senate district?
Oh, thank you. Senate District 34, and my opponent is Liz Mathis. And by the way, her first 3 votes were to raise spending, and she was also a part of 2 walkouts. That was her first term in office, her first session. So imagine 4 years more of that. I can't. So please come out and support my election. Thank you.
Justin Watson, Finance.
It's pretty straightforward again. Everyone should have a copy of the May financial reports. I think there's 2 copies on each table, except for the table I just took one from. We're doing good so far with money. One thing I'm going to recommend, if your district hasn't been fundraised, which is every district except for Bill's here, come contact us. We'll get you letters, we'll get you stamps, we'll get you names to send out letters to. We gotta start raising some money for this group. This group needs to get the finances together so that we can help out every candidate that just came up here to speak this November. We need to get these candidates elected, and it starts with all of you helping us raise some money. You can contact me, you can contact Bill, really any of the executives, and we'll get you started with fundraising. I know I'm going to start here with my precinct soon. I think Steve said he was going to start with his, and a few other people in the group said they wanted to start their precincts. So let us know if you want to do yours. It really doesn't take that much time, and it'll really help us out a lot. So if you have any questions about the finances, I can answer it now, or if you have any questions afterwards, I'll be here for a while.
Quick point of information, Bruce, you said we should have those who voted in the June primary shortly?
In about another week and a half.
Okay, we get that in a week and a half, that should give you an excellent list to start from and work back and whittle down on who your likely donors are.
Yeah, if they voted in a primary, they're probably active Republicans, and those are really the people we want to target. So if there's no questions, I'll pass it off.
Is everybody comfortable doing that? Is anybody comfortable doing that?
We did it.
Well, actually,
Yeah, I know, Fred, your precinct has done it. You know, excuse me.
those are the precincts that so far stepped up to the plate to do it.
Yes, and I'm not, I know precincts that are going to jump in and do this. I want to take a minute and ask you if you have any questions about doing it. You know, it's a really interesting process if you go through and mail out letters to your neighbors and fellow precinct members. You really exhibit a leadership position in your precinct. And we need to do a little bit more of that. You were all elected by your caucus attendees. It's not hard work. And I can tell you the people that have completed it are really proud of their work. You may or may not have success doing it. You may have a low turnout, you may have a really big turnout, but the fact of the matter is that the people in your precinct will have a name, phone number to contact if they have any questions. And it gives the people of your precinct a sense of belonging because their elected official, which is a precinct committee person, is interested in what they're thinking. And hopefully, if they're interested in what you're thinking as your precinct committee person, they're going to send you a little bit of money to support you. And it's something I really want to stress to all of you, that it's not only important to the central committee, but it's important to you as a precinct committee person. You're the Republican leader from your precinct. And the more that you can exhibit leadership, the stronger your precinct's going to be. And let me tell you that we've got some precincts, as Marion will has shown you from time to time on Constant Contact. We have precincts where we have no representation. And one of my goals is to try to fill some of those slots as we move forward. But in places where we do have representation, where we do have leadership that's been elected, I sure hope you'll take a look at this. And if you have any questions, you can let Bill or myself or Justin know after the meeting. Bruce, did you want to add something?
No, ask me too, that's right.
Yeah, okay, ask Bruce also. This is a nice program, and I'd like to see as many people as possible get behind it. Thank you for powering that. Next, moving on, Marion with our secretary's report.